Welcome to lesson 4, everyone, efficient fingers. This is my favorite lesson to teach, I'll tell you what. So, efficient fingers starts with understanding how your hand works. All right, so let me show you right quick. If I put my hand here and I squeeze my forearm, my fingers will involuntarily, well, I guess it's not involuntary, my fingers will bend. Well, I'm not bending them on purpose, okay? Now, each one I can isolate. Look at that. So right now, I've got almost just my pointer finger going. That's just my middle finger going, right? Each one of these has a tendon that goes into my forearm, but these two fingers, they share one. They're connected. That's why you have so much trouble with your third finger. And that's why piano players do, and flute players do, and saxophone players do, and violin players, and guitar players. That's why everyone has trouble with their ring finger and their pinky, because these two fingers are connected. It's very frustrating, but there are ways around it. There are, obviously there's great musicians on all those instruments, and they found a way around it. Why can't you? Why can't I? So when I look here at my pinky, one thing that I want to be sure of is that I don't trap it. Everybody traps their pinkies in the pinky ring. Well, a lot of people do. Don't do that. You're going to bog down your third finger if you do. You need to let your third finger roam free. So its partner, its tendon partner, can't be stuck over here in a pinky ring. So we've got to keep our pinky out of the pinky ring. So we put our pinky here on top of it. I take this hand of mine and I lay it flat. If you lay your hand flat on something, imagine that this is a table. I lay my hand flat on the table. My fingers are naturally curved. You notice? If I don't employ any muscles here in my forearm or in my fingers, these fingers are curved. They're not flat. It actually takes comparatively a good amount of effort to make them flat, right? So we want to take advantage of that. Efficiency says, I'm trying to use the least possible movement to get the job done, remember? So efficient fingers says, I don't want to play flat-fingered. I want to play in such a way that I'm taking advantage of the way my hand was designed. So here I am. I put my hand up to the horn like we talked about in lesson 1. My wrist is straight. My pinky is outside of the ring. My fingers are on the valve caps and they don't come off. Here I am. So let me show you from a good number of angles. This is what I want you to strive for when building proper hand technique. When you're practicing these next technical exercises that I've written for you, I want you to do so with this always in mind. And your fingers never leave the valve caps, okay? Now, that being said, those are the habits that we build. I want you to be intentional in a couple of things. 1, click your valves nice and loud. Bum, 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 bum. Want to make sure that we talked about, remember, in efficient air, that your valves are slicing into, they're cutting into the air core. So your valves are either up or they're down. Just like you either breathe in or you breathe out, you never hold it, it's never in between. Your valves, unless you're trying to squeeze a note, right? Your valves are either up or down. So make a good, solid, decisive movement. Make a decision. Commit, right? Practice slowly with a metronome and take your time. You don't have to play every exercise the first day. You don't have to play it all perfectly the first day. But what you do play, strive to play it with perfect technique. Okay, I want you to also look here. I want you to think mechanically, right? So the concepts that I want in your mind is just kind of considering what this should look like, what this is conceptually, what it should feel like. Think like a machine, okay? All of this is happening. Think like it's a robotic hand. The fingers are like pistons, and the only movement that comes from your fingers is happening at the large knuckle, these ones, right? This knuckle. There's no reason for these to be doing anything. Waste of time, waste of energy, waste of effort. Not efficient. So making sure that you're using just each one of these knuckles. See, so let's touch that one. That's the only muscle that I'm employing to make these fingers go down. So when I play, I'm going to play number 1 from the Clean Technique for Trumpet Lesson 4 Efficient Fingers etude/exercise. It sounds like this. It's based on a 1, 2, 3, 5 pattern. That's all of the concepts building up to this point, firing on all cylinders. So we're making sure that we're playing our trumpet efficiently. So it's not enough to just get through the notes, right? You ask a student to play, or maybe you played this for a teacher or for your parents one time, something like this. I got through it. Yay, you're the best. Let's go out for ice cream. No, you need to build on a concept right here. Make efficiency your goal. Make you getting better as a musician your goal, right? So the notes and rhythms, they're a given. They got to be right. But as you are practicing that, make sure you are considering what's happening here in this whole mechanism with your fingers, with the angle of your wrist, which is nice and flat and straight and relaxed. All of those things. You'll be able to practice this individually, and also there'll be a companion video in this module under lesson 4 for efficient fingers. I'll be playing through both pages, and you can play along with me, and we can link up that way, and you can make sure that our time is together and everything like that. So build habits, naturally curved fingers, pinky out of the ring, fingers never leave the valve caps. Be intentional, click the valves nice and loud. Practice slowly with a metronome and take your time. The concepts, think like a machine. Fingers are like pistons, and the only movement is coming from the large knuckle. All right, happy practicing. We'll see you in lesson 5.